Stop. You are now 19 times further from the sun than Earth. Here, the light of our star is a pale, shivering ghost. Look at the horizon. You will notice something is fundamentally wrong. The planet doesn't spin, it rolls. This is Uranus, the tilted god. For centuries, astronomers looked at this pale cyan orb and saw a cosmic accident. A planet knocked on its side by a colossal impact billions of years ago. It was called the boring giant, a featureless frozen ball of hydrogen, helium, and methane spinning in a perpetual, lopsided winter that lasts for 84 Earth years. They were wrong. Uranus wasn't a mistake of the past, it was a treasure chest for the future. The archive of the future reveals that Uranus was the most underestimated world in our system. Beneath that calm, sapphire-colored haze lies a realm of physics that defies every rule of the inner planets. It is a world of superionic water, a state of matter that is both solid and liquid at the same time. It is a world where the magnetic field is a chaotic, spinning web that lashes out into the void. But most importantly, Uranus is the only place in the solar system where the sky is literally made of wealth. In the year 2910, as humanity reached the limits of the inner rim, we realized that our dreams of reaching the stars required a new kind of material. We needed something stronger than titanium, more resilient than carbon nanotubes. We needed the heart of a giant. This is the unsealing of the Uranus project, the story of how we mastered the diamond forge and turned a tilted anomaly into the shipyard of the galaxy. The year was 2932. Operation Gravity Forge was initiated. To understand the ambition of this project, you must understand the pressure. Deep within the Uranian mantle, 10,000 kilometers beneath the cyan clouds, the atmospheric pressure is millions of times higher than its sea level on Earth. Here, the methane gas, the same gas we harvested on Titan, undergoes a terrifying transformation. Under this immense weight, the carbon atoms are crushed. They are stripped of their identity as gas and forced into a crystalline lattice. The result? Diamond. In the 21st century, scientists theorized about diamond rain. In the 30th century, we made it our primary industry. We deployed the atmospheric anchors, massive, gravity-stabilized platforms that descended through the crushing winds. These were not ships. They were fortress laboratories, protected by experimental magnetic shields that mimicked the planet's own chaotic field. As we descended, the world turned from cyan to a deep, bruised violet. And then we saw it. Imagine a storm that covers the surface of a continent. But instead of rain, imagine trillions of crystalline diamonds, ranging from the size of a grain of sand to the size of a mountain, falling in a perpetual, glittering cascade. They sparkled with a cold, internal fire, illuminated by the constant lightning of the Uranian mantle. We didn't just harvest these diamonds, we captured them mid-fall using tractor beams and molecular vacuums. This wasn't about jewelry. This was about industrial-scale carbon. We were gathering the building blocks of the first interstellar fleet. The diamonds of Uranus were the only material in existence capable of surviving the friction of a jump to light speed. We had found the armor for our exodus. By the year 2960, Uranus had become the busiest shipyard in the solar system. But because the planet is tilted 98 degrees, the traditional logic of orbital mechanics didn't apply. We built the vertical ring cities. Unlike the rings of Saturn, which are broad and dusty, the rings of Uranus are narrow and made of dark, boulder-sized chunks. We used these rings as the foundation for our habitats. We built cities that looked like glowing silver needles piercing through the ring plane. Because the planet rolls on its side, these cities lived in a state of permanent day or permanent night for decades at a time. In the day-side cities, we harnessed the planet's erratic magnetic energy. Every spin of the tilted god was a massive generator, providing the trillions of gigawatts needed to power the diamond forges. Here, the harvested diamonds were processed into hypercrystalline hulls. We watched as the first starships, the Vanguard class, were assembled in the vertical docks. They were beautiful, jagged shards of pure diamond and dark matter, reflecting the cyan glow of the planet below. The Society of Uranus, the Uranian alchemists, was a culture of extreme precision. They were the engineers who understood that we were at the edge. Beyond Uranus lay only Neptune, and then the dark. There was a sense of urgency in every bolt tightened, in every weld made. They weren't just building ships, they were building lifeboats for a species that had outgrown its sun. The ring cities became the last stop for the brave. If you were heading for Alpha Centauri or Sirius, you came to Uranus first. You came to get your diamond hull, to fuel your dark matter engines, and to say one final goodbye to the system of your birth. The year is 2999. The final chapter of the Solar System Archive is being written. As the sun becomes a small, bright star in the distance, we look back at what we have achieved. We took the red dust of Mars and made it green. We took the fires of Venus and made them cool. We found life in the ice of Europa and gold in the haze of Titan. And here, at Uranus, we found our wings. The tilted god was our final test. It was the world that taught us that even a mistake in the cosmos can be a gateway to the stars. As the first diamond-hulled starship ignites its engines and vanishes into the interstellar void, we realize that we are no longer planetary engineers. We are a stellar civilization. The 9 worlds were our school. The sun was our teacher, but the universe is our home. The archive of the future for our solar system is now complete. From the inner warmth of Mercury to the diamond storms of the outer rim, the journey is recorded. But the archive is not a closed book. It is a bridge. The next entries will not come from this sun. They will come from the light of other stars. They will come from the archives of new Earths, orbiting suns we haven't yet named. My name is Marcus. I have been your guide through the timeline of our survival. The future is no longer a mystery. It is a memory waiting to happen. Thank you for walking this path with me. If you have listened to every entry from Mars to Uranus, you are now part of the archive. Subscribe to the future. The stars are waiting. Archive unsealed. Journey beginning. End of transmission.